We're going to do a cool deep dive together on a topic that I hold near and dear to my heart, which is closing. There are different styles of sales. There are some of you guys who kind of lean on your own story a lot when you sell. It's like, I got in shape and I know how you feel. I think a little bit of that is lazy selling. When I first started with some of my newer trainers, they would lean on their story as the reason that they could close, but that meant that they could only close people who related to their story. And so it's like they could do really well with 25-year-old girls, but if you had a 50-year-old guy come in, they were fucked. And so in the beginning, sometimes we lean on the few things that we're good at, but over time, you want to become a generalist in terms of just understanding the psychology behind persuasion. Now, the big difference, and this is my big caveat here, and I'll probably include it in the presentation, is that from a sales ethics perspective, the difference between help and manipulation is intention. At the end of the day, either way, you're going to change someone's behavior, or your intention is to change someone's behavior. Now, if you want to help the person, it's a good thing. If you want to manipulate them and hurt them ultimately, it's a bad thing. And if you think about sales as an education process overall, which is how I see it, if the prospect knew everything that you knew, they should make the decision to buy. Now, if you're being really honest with yourself, if the prospect knew everything that you knew, and then they would choose not to buy, then you are deceiving them, which is no bueno. And that is what makes you feel shitty. It's also what happens when, anyone here ever had a salesperson come in, start crushing it, and then go down? Anyone? So what happens is they learned more about your product. And then they don't want to hurt people, and so they stop selling. Like, they don't do it consciously, but they just don't want to, like, right when it gets to the point where they really have to lean in to, like, get this person across the line, they won't do it because deep down, they don't believe. And so, barring all the stuff that I'll cover today, which is a lot of I would consider myself more of a logical closer because I like presenting, like, let's play both of these scenarios out. Let's see what it looks like. And if it makes sense for you, awesome. And I believe that logical closing has the best long-term outcomes for people. Like, I can get everyone really rah-rah, get someone over the line, and then they regret it the next day, and then they call you back. Or they don't really buy into the concept. Because the thing is that today they're excited, tomorrow they're excited, but 2 weeks from now, when they haven't had as many carbs, and their cheeks are all flush, and they feel like shit, all of a sudden, the emotions are gone. And so if the emotions is what they needed in order to make the decision, I want the logic to still be there, so they can remember, oh yeah, this still makes sense, right? And so I tend to lean towards being a little bit more of a logical salesman, if you want to call it that, and I think it's served me well. So I want to give you some frameworks that I use really to help yourself make decisions, but also help your clients make decisions. And fundamentally, that's what I think sales is helping people make decisions to help themselves. Cool? All right, rock and roll.